morning, students. Now, in the continuation of chapter number 15, probability, here today we will discuss about theoretical approach, theoretical probability. As we discussed in the introduction part, students, some experiments are such where we can't perform 1,000 times, right? The repetition of an experiment can be avoided as the assumption helps in the direct calculation, right? I mean to say, if we're taking about example, because the requirement of repetition and experiment has some limitations, as it may be very expensive or unfeasible in many situations, right? Of course, it works well in the coin tossing or a die throwing. When you throw it, as this type of experiment can be easily repeating 1,000 times to 1,000 times. But how about repeating the experiment of launching a satellite in order to compute the empirical probability of its failure during launching, or the repetition of the earthquake to compute the empirical probability of multi-story building getting destroyed in an earthquake? How it is possible? Can we repeat the 1,000 times earthquake? Can we repeat the launching of satellite in 1,000 times? It is very expensive space. Yes or no? So the concept of theoretical probability means हम already जो हमारे satellite launch हो चुके हैं, जो earthquake आ चुके हैं, उनके data को use करके हम लोग एक assumptions set करेंगे. That is known as theoretical probability. Understand? So this type of concept where we can't repeat the experiment because we have some limitations is create the new concept, that is theoretical approach of theoretical probability. And students, we use the formula for this, that is PE is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E upon number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of possible outcomes. In this chapter, we use the formula number of outcomes favorable to E upon number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. As we already used the formula for experimental probability, that is in class 9th, that is number of tries in which event happened upon total number of tries. So students, look at the screen. Now we discuss some example based on this concept so that you can easily understand the terms as we discussed in class 9th, such as equally likely outcomes, favorable outcomes, random experiments, right? And when we toss the coin more than 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, right? And when we throw a dice. Now here we use the playing card also to find out the probability of an desired events, right? So look at the screen. In the very first example, find the probability of getting an head when a coin is tossed once. Also find the probability of getting it. It's a introductory examples as we already discussed in class 9th. As you know that whenever we toss the coin, it's a very fair, because we always assume that it is either a tail or a head, right? There is no biasness. That's why coin and toss is always treated as a fair event or fair experiment, right? Okay. In the next example, a bag contains a red ball and a blue ball and a yellow ball, all the balls being on the same size. Kritika takes out the ball from the bag without looking into it. What is the probability that she takes out of the yellow ball? Now, students, how many total number of balls are here? Look, red ball, a blue ball, and a yellow ball. So total number of balls is what? 3. It means what? The yellow ball is 1 upon 3. Red ball is getting a red ball. The probability of getting a red ball is what? 1 by 3. And the getting a blue ball is again 1 by 3. Students, in these two examples, each and every event have the same probability, same chance to getting out. Yes or no? That's why this type of events are or outcomes are known as equally likely outcomes, because all the outcomes, all the events have equal chance to getting a ball, each type of ball, right? Now, if here in this example, number of red balls is 2, number of blue ball is 5, and the number of yellow ball is 6, suppose, then when we calculate, we need to calculate the probability. That time you found that the probability of getting a yellow ball, probability of getting a red ball, and probability of getting a blue ball is different. Having a different chance to getting a blue ball, right? Because the number of balls, different types of balls are different. Yes. Now, look at here. Look at here. What the concept, the example explains. Look, it's a very important remarks given here. An event having only one outcome from an experiment is called elementary event. An event having only one outcomes. In example 1, both the events E and F are elementary events. Similarly, in example number 2, all 3 events, yellow ball, blue ball, and red ball are elementary events. Right? So in both the examples, what you observed? The sum of all the probability of all events is equal to 1. Right? So observe that the sum of probability of all the elementary events of the experiment is always 1. Understand? So that is very important concept which we observed here. Now, in the next example, example number 3. Suppose we throw a dice once. What is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? What is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? Students, as you know that when we throw a dice once, what are the total number of outcomes? 6 outcomes. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And the favorable outcomes for each are 5 and 6. Because greater than 4 is what? Number 5 and 6. That's why the probability of getting a number greater than 4 is 2 by 6. That is 1 by 3. Similarly, in the second part, getting a number or less than or equal to 4. It means what? Favorable outcome is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the number of outcomes, that is what? 4. So the probability of getting a number less than 4 or equal to 4 is 2 by 3. 4 by 6 or 2 by 3. I hope you understand. It's a very simple example as we discussed in class 9 also. Right? Right. Actually, this is a revision part of class 9. Now, again, one important concept which we need to understand here. That is, as we discussed in example number 2, first and 2, that the sum of all the probability is always equal to 1. Yes or no? Yes. Now, students, if the event is not greater than 4 or not getting, look, not getting means if it happens or not happens. Getting a tail, not getting a tail. Getting a head, not getting a head. Yes, these type of events are known as which type of events? Complementary events. Right? These are known as complementary events. And the sum of this always equal to 1. PE and PE naught. P naught E. Yes, as we already discussed in class 9. This concept we already discussed in class 9. And one more concept we already discussed. That is what? Probabilities always lies between 0 and 1. Probability never be negative. Never be negative. Never less than 0 and never be greater than 1. Right? So in the beginning of these examples, I again repeat, these are the what? Revision part of the chapter discussed in class 9th. Okay. Now, the important example, that is example number 4. One card is drawn from well-shuffled deck of 52 cards. Calculate probability of that card will be an S and not be an S. Students, here I explained one of the chart that you need to understand so that you can easily find out the probability of any card regarding the playing cards. Look, there is 52 cards, as we know that 52 cards. There are 26 cards red and 26 cards black. This chart is very important. If you understand this chart, you can easily calculate each and every probability of any event regarding cards, playing cards. Now, black, spade, and club. Right? Now, in the 26 red card, there is two types of cards: diamonds, and one more is that is heart. Right? Now you know that in each suit of spade there are 13 cards. First one is yes, 13 each. 13 each. First one is S, जिसको आप टिक्का बोलते हो. Yes or no? One first. Then 2 to 10 numbers are there. We are in general language we say that Tugi, Tiki, Chogi, Panji, Chagi, Sakti, and Atinela. Dela. Yes or no? Now, and then the important playing card comes, that is 11th card, Jack. Then Queen, and then King. These three cards, if you see the playing card and you observe that these three playing cards having face on it, that's why these three cards in each suit, in each set of 13 cards, these three cards are known as face cards, because so many times the question comes on face cards. So students, please take care. In each 13 card, set of 13 cards, there are 3 face cards. It means 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. It means what? It means total number of black face card is 6. Total number of red face cards again 6, and total number of face cards that is 12. Yes or no? In each set of 13 cards, there will be S, 2 to 10, Jack, Queen, and King. So this chart helps you to find out the probability of each and every event regarding the playing cards. So please draw this chart in your copy so that you can easily understand which type of cards are there, which type of colors are there, and which type of face cards are there. I repeat again. Here we have 3 face cards: Jack, Queen, and King, and there are 6 red face cards, and there are 6 black face cards, and total number of face cards are 12. Okay, so this is all about the playing cards, and we will discuss in examples how we calculate the probability on regarding face card. Thanks.